Alrighty, today we are going to be playing Song of the Deep, a game developed by Insomniac Games. I enjoyed this title. I will be giving my review and talking about the achievements as well, and showing off some tips, hints, and a little bit of a guide of where to find the Leviathan, since I know a lot of people are actually really stumped on where to find it. The minute I find out that we're live and running, we'll be ready to rock. Alrighty, we are now live. This game is now available for purchase in the Xbox Live Marketplace. It is a subnautical adventure about a girl named Marin, who unfortunately her life gets turned upside down when her father goes missing. With her memories and love for her father, as he tells stories to her every day when he gets home from his fishing trips about the sea and the depths below. This girl then decides to build a rickety submarine, the best a child could, in order to go and find and save her father and uncover the mysteries of the deep. I'd like to give a shout out to Jason for the review code and for the review opportunity. You are awesome. Thank you for the trust. And we're going to be getting started with Song of the Deep. Now, this is end game content, so I have already completed the game. I will try to start a new game. I would kind of like to steer away from that because it would probably erase my file, but unfortunately, I think we're just going to go with the end content and show off as much of the upgrades and stuff as possible. There is no missable achievement for this game. This game will take you roughly 6 to 10 hours to complete, depending on your gaming skills. And the gameplay mechanics are exiting the submarine, which you swim around and use a knife. Eventually in the campaign, you will use your submarine for a good majority of puzzles and obstacles in your way in order to progress forward. There are no bugs or glitches to report in this game either. It is a phenomenal game, very artsy, and it looks amazing. We're going to be starting off with the Leviathan location. The Leviathan location is the only possible missable achievement, but not really, because if you know exactly where it's at, you don't have to worry about it. Now I'm going to show you exactly where it's at in the map, and these are all the upgrades as well. I would recommend starting off with the Magnet Claw. Try to max out your Magnet Claw and your Boost Jet, because those are the main things that you're going to have to max out for quite a bit of time. As far as the searchlights, you don't have to worry about those as much, but because these are actually findable parts for your ship and diving suit as well. These are extras on top of the ones that you actually have to upgrade. I would go with upgrading the most expensive one first, which is the Magnetic Claw. It starts off at a lower rank, and it'll definitely help you progress through the game. At the beginning, your rickety submarine will be a little bit on the weak side. The upgrade for the Magnetic Claw will definitely help you get rid of all the enemies, and once you get that sonar, max out that sonar, you're set. You're definitely set. Now there are extra little upgrades on top of that for every single little item that you find out in the world. Now this is the whole entire map. Now I haven't uncovered a lot of it, but a good majority of it. I'm missing just a little bit. It'll take you from one place to the other, the Forbidden City. the Sea Garden, the Maw, the Deep Light, and the Bone Vaults. Now, the Deep Light is among one of the more frustrating locations because you are in pure darkness and you have to use sonar to get down, and the squids are an insta-kill. You cannot kill the squids. There is an escape scene in the in the Bone Vaults from the squids, but with enough perseverance you'll get through it. It's not too frustrating, but it was definitely one of the hardest parts of the game for me. It took me a few tries, I would say 3 to 5 tries to get it correctly. You need to be quick, you need to be a little bit on your wits and ready to switch to your freeze gun and your claw as much as possible to get farther and progress back up and escape the Bone Vaults. Now there are many little treasures on the map, as well, as you can see, in which you go and discover to unlock treasures, basically monetary value, to upgrade your ship. And there's quite a few of them as well. There's a lot of little doors that you're gonna have to actually go through. It is definitely a game of exploration, and I know a lot of people will enjoy the art as I enjoyed the art. The art was phenomenal and amazing. The game ran smoothly from beginning to end. I had no hiccups whatsoever, and we're gonna get on with showing off the game now, because I'm going to be going to the top part right here in the skeleton roof, which is where the location of the Leviathan is, which is the only achievement that'll probably be a little bit of a hindrance. But with my guide on how to get it and what to feed it, you won't have too much trouble. Although you're gonna need the fire gun, I believe, and that's about it. The fire gun, the fire upgrade for your gun, and you'll be able to actually pull down the statue, in which actually hides its location. Aside from that, there's not too much to miss here. Now each and every area has like a little door right here that you can actually hit with these bombs in this location. There are many different locations that require you to use your head and your thinking strategy to progress a little farther. Now the game isn't too hard, but it's definitely harder in some parts than others, which some parts will take you a little bit of timing. Now without further ado, we're gonna go and get that Leviathan spot. I will be uploading this video to YouTube later on as well. So anybody who watches me on YouTube, I'd like to thank you ahead of time for coming in and watching my video, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm trying a little bit something completely new today. I'm giving a little bit more commentary, as I did enjoy the game very much. So we'll be doing quite a bit of showing of the game off. I'll try and get in a couple fights, and I'll be doing the last boss fight as well at the end to show off the massive boss fight. There is, I believe, 2 boss fights. I will be answering any questions that anybody has about the game, but if nobody has any questions, I will definitely be continuing on with the game as well and continuing with my commentary. So now this is the flower that I believe that you need. We're gonna go down to the area that I got another flower in, just to be sure. I remember swimming down right here. Yeah, it's the flower you need. This is gonna be the flower that you need to feed the Leviathan. It's an easy spot, you can't miss it, right here by the trader, in which you buy all your upgrades. And notice the skeleton guy, he's pointing upward right here. If you see him pointing upward, follow that location and you'll be not too far from the Leviathan. Now the tricky part is that a lot of people aren't going to think you can actually progress to this area because there's an actual statue here. But all you need to do is shoot the top of the head, latch on with your claw, and pull it down. The tricky part is going to be actually throwing throwing the flower over the statue in time. Doesn't take too many tries. It shouldn't be too hard, but this is one of the ways to get the hidden secret Leviathan and how to feed it. You may have to pull it down twice so that you can get the full momentum of how to pull it down and where to pull it down. Then you just kind of swim over it and force your way through. Now this is the beastly Leviathan that you have to actually feed. After feeding it, you will be getting an upgrade, which is actually pretty cool. You hold the X button down, and I wish I had had it throughout the whole game. So this is probably one of the things that you want to do a little bit early on in the game. So basically you hold down the right trigger, and it turns into a Gatling gun. That is just awesome. So all you do is just toss the food his way, and he'll eat it and toss you the upgrade for your ship, and you'll pop a nice nifty little achievement. Now this is the only hidden one in the entire game, so no worries on that. As far as the rest of the achievements go, it's just upgrading everything fully, and you can get that by grinding a little and finding some of the treasures out in the ocean as well. Now, I'm going to show off a little bit of the areas and go from one to the other slowly, as slow as possible, just to show off some of the artwork. The first fight here. With the sonar, you can do quite a bit of damage to them, and you randomly collect coins sometimes from some of them, which will actually help you with your upgrades. There's quite a few enemies, like among jellyfish and some attacking fish that you have to worry about. The jellyfish have like a blast radius of electricity, but they always run away. The bombs, of course, in this area are the only ones that explode that I noticed. There's no enemies that explode. It shows off quite a few of the enemies here in the fight, but towards the last boss fight that I'll be showing off later on, it'll show a good majority of the enemies in the game, aside from the squid, which is undefeatable. You can't actually get it. There's quite a few upgrades I actually missed as well. With the same method and the same thinking pattern as the other one, you can find all kinds of little secrets and nifty little knickknacks in all parts of the map. Like that secret that we did earlier, we just kind of shot fire at it and then pulled it down. We got that one. Now, I didn't find any problems fighting with the health that I had currently. I honestly don't think I would have had too much problems. It's not too hard of a game. So for those achievement hunters out there, this is definitely up your alley for an easy completion as well. There is no missable achievements in the game, especially after that Leviathan one that I showed there. Let's see if we can get back out. Let's push this forward. Now there's plenty of little secrets that you can do as well. Some treasure chests will require you to drop a rock on, or there's clams in which you have to feed a specific food in order to collect their treasure that they spit out. Other ones will have you leaving your submarine and looking up certain areas. The sonar will help you later on with some of those little areas that are hidden. All in all, not too hard of a game. There are quite a few puzzles. I think the turtle puzzle, I remember getting quite a few messages for that. I wish I had made a guide for that. I unfortunately did not. But the perseverance is the key to it, and reflecting the lights isn't as hard as you think. I will say that. That's the biggest tip I can give. It's like not as hard as you think. You just got to use your brain a little bit. The music is phenomenal as well. I really enjoyed the music. It was a really relaxing game. And the backgrounds as well. There's a lot of little artistic details here. The company did a really good job with it. I'll be going to the turtle puzzles actually. I'm pretty sure I have it solved. So this way like people can kind of get a gist of where the puzzles and turtles should be. That should be a little bit of a guideline as well for anybody who's having problems in the area as well. I'll do my utmost best to show as much of the harder parts of the game as possible. Now I know it's not like actually solving the puzzle, but you can kind of get an idea of where the lights have to be. Alrighty, as you can see, you reflect the lights in order to hit certain areas to reflect opposite lights of the same color. The sonar will be opening these things, so if you see any of these later on in the game, just kind of make note of where these are and what they are. And their sonar sounding, I guess they resonate the sound of the sonar inside here, and that's how you unlock the areas. But I know I heard I got quite a few messages about the turtle puzzle. I will do my best to kind of show off what areas and positions they need to actually be in to solve each puzzle. So you can use this as a little bit of a guideline as well if you want to pause the video just to like kind of get your reflectors to be in the same position as mine. This one actually does have you hit these two at the beginning as well, so remember, take that to note. This is how it's going to end up when it's finished, not when you have to actually get these first. Now you will have to actually hit these lights first before you progress. There is a way to get through here. As this is spinning, you exit your ship, your submarine, and then you swim through it to collect that treasure. That's a little bit of a guide if you want to collect that treasure later on. There are quite a few treasures that are actually worth a lot of money. The same goes for this one. This one's a little bit of a harder puzzle. You gotta avoid the white beam. What I did is that you can take a little bit of a hit, so make sure like this beam is pointed down right there, and you're up on the left corner right there, and you swim straight through it so that you don't get too much damage, and you can get up to the top real fast and get the item that you need to progress. So you can take a hit, just not too many. This is the more complicated one. This is the way the puzzle should end up. These are the areas that the reflector should be in as well in order to open every single door. So take note. This one will take a little bit of time, and it's one of the harder puzzles for the turtles. Not too hard, but it's definitely one of the ones that you got to think on. This is how it should end up when it's finished. So this is one of the, I guess one of the harder puzzles of the game. I didn't have too much trouble with it, but I know a lot of you have been asking about this puzzle. So here it is. This is how it should end up. So just kind of take note and glances at how it should end up looking to progress. And after you reach this part, you exit your ship up here as well quite a few times. And I know it looks like you can't exit, but you can actually exit, and this is what you actually have to do for this part. So just watch it and take note that you are actually a little bit weaker when you're not in your ship or your submarine. So you need to like be really cautious with the fights up there. And you will have to do that multiple times for left and right, I believe, in order to actually progress. And this would be the last puzzle that you have to do, I think, in order to complete the area. And this is where you're going to be getting the sonar. And from here on out, it's pretty easy. This one has you reflect certain lights at this end to switch the platforms for the middle part right there. And that's the way you want them to reflect the white beam up there. I'm pretty sure there's multiple ways to get the white beam to reflect up there, but that's the one that I used. Note that there's a treasure up there as well. And there's definitely a way to get it, so keep note for that one if you want to get that for your treasure and you're like looking towards getting all your upgrades later on. And this is how you exit this area. Okay, we're going to be going to another area now. And it's getting pretty close to the part to where I'm going to start showing off the boss. I've given quite a few tips, but if anybody needs any more help on it, just feel free to comment or send the message. And I have a couple other video uploads on the Xbox Live community, and I'd like to thank thank everybody from out of country and everybody looking at my Xbox Live clips. I really appreciate the comments, and I hope you use them to the utmost perseverance against the Leviathan. Solving the Leviathan puzzle. Alrighty. We are going to be progressing forward here, and that was the puzzle area you're gonna have to do. That'll be later on in the game, but we're gonna be heading over to the Sea Garden and all the way over to the Forbidden City for the last boss fight. Now there's not really any tips and strategy I can give you, except for if you want to complete the game and you're an achievement hunter, which I know a lot of people are these days, as myself included. I would say that you probably want to avoid that last fight until you have all the upgrades and the Leviathan upgrade as well, so you don't have to worry about popping extra achievements, and the last achievement you get will be defeating the last boss. Now I would like to say ahead of time, there are quite a few spoilers here towards this end boss fight, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can just kind of watch the stream a little later. It's a pretty epic battle for the most part, but not too epic. but it's definitely one of my favorites, and one of the battles that a lot of you have been commenting on for my Xbox Live community clip. I know my clip is ongoing as of right now. I'd like to thank you all again. Once again, thank you for viewing my clip and liking and sharing it as much as you have. As far as the game releasing in other countries, I will definitely find out for everybody by asking the PR that's handling this game and which countries it will be releasing next. I know some people asking for what the game is and when it's going to release, or if it'll release in their country. I really do hope it does, and I will be answering that comment on the game clip for all of you to enjoy and share with each other. Now, I know that a lot of us are distanced with language barriers and whatnot, but know that I did take the trouble to translate all your messages the best I could for both Spain and Mexico and a couple other countries as well. This game is Song of the Deep, although I can't pronounce your game for a different language. I definitely did write it out for you all in the comments, so I hope you guys all catch that. There is a chance that it might be changing in different countries, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, so we will definitely see what happens there. Now this is the Forbidden City. This is a little bit of a different area. This one's more time puzzles where you actually have to like use your freeze ray quite a bit in order to get the barrels to hit the switches so that you can actually progress forward. So just take note that you will use the freeze ray or the freeze gun quite a bit. Oh no. You definitely want to avoid those missiles. I'll try and teleport over there. I didn't expect the missiles to take me out that way, but definitely watch those missile launchers. There's a way to dodge them all. I was just being a little bit cocky there. Now there are warp points as well for anybody wondering. You don't have to worry too much, but you definitely have to step over those shrine areas quite a bit if you want to save your progress. Let's say if you collected a treasure or something else of the matter, you definitely want to step over those plates so that you don't lose any progress. And this is what they'll all look like. It'll look like a light coming out of the ground, so definitely use those as much as possible. Alright, we're going to be teleporting to the Caverns of Madness. We've already explored quite a few of the parts. I don't want to ruin too many parts for everybody, as you'll be going to quite a few of them, and some of the parts don't actually have warp points, so you'll be going to those ones as well. Now there's plenty more of the city to explore. I explored as much as possible. You can always rush through if you really wanted to and not explore it, but I'm a little bit of a completionist, so I like to uncover as much of the map as possible for everybody to see. These are the upgrades you'll be buying. They go up ranging from the most expensive one, which is the Lightning Claw, 2,000, and every single one after that is about 1,200 to 1,000 coins. Just keep collecting those treasures and you should have them all. There is a back waypoint, so even after you complete the game, there is no such thing as a point of no return. It'll save you right back before your choice, and you just turn the opposite way instead of going to the fight. Now, this is the last fight of the game, and I have uploaded a clip, and this is the one everybody's liking with my epic battle. Now I'll be commentating as much as possible here, but I'd like to concentrate on the fight because it is a little bit of a tough one. This is the last fight of the game, so keep that in mind as well. There are spoilers here at this point. I would like everybody to enjoy the game as much as possible. My review will be up right after the clip as well. He's got to pull off his mask parts after every battle part. And every two he goes back into hiding. There's no real strategy to the boss. I feel like it's a little bit easier because I have all the upgrades and quite a bit of health. There is a chance that you can die, but I don't believe that it's that hard. If anybody's worried about the final boss. Especially since you collect health points at the same time as battling, so it's a little bit tricky. You'll get hit, but don't worry too much about it. Just gotta kind of stay focused on the fight, so you don't lose your concentration. We're nearing the end right here. I have done this fight before, so some of the harder the harder fights. The harder enemies as well. They launch missiles at you. Here we go. That would be the last piece. Now, if you don't want to see the ending, you can always
as its mechanical faceplate shattered,
not listen.
The Rimoroso
This will be the end game content.
From the Fomori's control. The creature swooped out of its lair, smashing through the columns of rock beneath the Forbidden City. The heavy city began to collapse under its own weight and fall down into the trench below. Merrin raced to free her father from the diving bell, but the collapsing city was falling down all around her. Merrin grasped her father's hand as an avalanche of debris plummeted toward them. She closed her eyes as the darkness fell over her. But when she opened her eyes, there was a roof of green, gleaming scales above her. A giant queen leviathan had taken the brunt of the blow from the falling debris. A moment later, a much smaller serpent swam down toward her. It was Swish. "Is this your mother, Swish?" Merrin asked in astonishment. But Swish just wagged his tail and beckoned for her to grab on. She and her father grabbed hold of the two leviathans, and together they swam up, out of the still collapsing debris of the Forbidden City. They swam out of the darkness and into the gleaming rays of sunlight that streaked through the water's surface. And at last, for the first time in what seemed like ages, Merrin and her father looked out over the waves toward their house in the distance. They said goodbye to the pair of Leviathans, and Merrin promised to come play with Swish each day in the deep waters below the cliffs. And bit by bit, Merrin's life slowly went back to normal. She and her father traded a few of Merrin's golden coins for a beat-up old fishing boat. Working side by side, they soon had it ready to sail. Merrin no longer had to wait at the cliff's edge. Her father took her out to sea whenever she wanted to go. As they fished, they shared the stories of their own great adventures, both knowing that every word was true. And sometimes, late at night, Merrin thought of all the mysteries she had yet to answer. She thought of Kara, the sea garden, the eggs, and hoped they were all safe. Someday, she thought, someday I will see them again.
That was the ending. As I did say, there was spoilers for it. I will be doing location requests if anybody has any. If not, I'll be continuing with my review for both achievements and the game itself. I will also be posting my review on Twitter and uploading this to YouTube once again. Now, I've given quite a bit of knowledge and showed off quite a bit of gameplay. I felt the gameplay very, very relaxing. The story was definitely interesting as well. I enjoyed the story too, and the boss battles. The game isn't too hard, but for the achievement hunters, you'll definitely be happy to know that there's no missable achievements in the game, and the difficulty is about a 2 to 3 out of 10. With a little bit of thinking, you should be able to complete the game within 6 to 10 hours. With my guide here for the Leviathan as well, at the beginning of the video, you'll be able to actually probably shave off a little bit more time. Aside from the finding the coins, I would recommend finding as much treasure to enjoy the game as well from the beginning on, as it does help quite a bit to get as much treasure before the end. I didn't have too much treasure hunting to do after I reached the end of the game, because I was collecting everything as I went and unlocking as many secrets as possible. All the treasures will show up as diamonds for any of the achievement hunters, which will definitely help you get the max out all abilities from the shopkeeper. All you need to do is buy all the abilities after you get all the treasure. Roughly, I would say it would take you quite a few major treasures. As you notice, I got 135 out of 209. My time is at about 7 hours and 47 minutes. I would say that the part that had me stumped the most was definitely the Leviathan, but since I have already revealed that location, it shouldn't take you too long to actually defeat the game. So that was my achievement review, my review for the game. This game definitely receives an 8 out of 10 for Dark Silence reviews. It was beautiful. I loved the art, I loved the music, I loved the gameplay features that they offered as well. The story was definitely interesting. Everything about the game ran smoothly, and it worked 100%. There was no missable achievements, so there was no glitches or anything for the the achievements popping. I know a lot of achievement hunters been having a lot of trouble with some of the games not popping some of the achievements, or the achievements glitching out completely, and this is not one of the games. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the comments, all the views, and I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I will definitely be sharing this as a clip, so I'll be saving this to Twitch indefinitely forever. I did a little bit more commentary in here, like everybody has been asking, and I actually, made it a little fun as well. I apologize if I seem a little slower. It's a little early in the morning. I wanted to wake up pretty early to stream this. I will be streaming something else later. So Song of the Deep, 8 out of 10. 2 to 3 out of 10 achievement difficulty. No missables, no glitches. Runs smoothly from beginning to the end. Great story, great art. Definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of Subnautical exploring adventures. Now, I don't like to quote other games on the stream or compare them to others, but it definitely felt a little bit like Ori but underwater. And I loved Ori as well. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. I will be uploading to YouTube once again and posting this in my highlights for Twitch. I'd like to also thank Jason one more time for the review opportunity, and Insomniac Games, awesome game. Thank you for letting us play this delight. Happy gaming, everyone. I'll catch you later.